Yeah, welcome back. I'm Prince Ayodeji. This is a Dreamweaver interface, and I'm going to be introducing us to the interface entirely so that we can have the understanding of how Dreamweaver is all about. This is a Dreamweaver CX6, as you can see, it's Dreamweaver CX6, and you can be using the earlier version, maybe CS3, CS4, CS5. And if you want to get the latest version 6, just go to Adobe website and you can get it 30 days trial, and if you are box up you can get a copy. It's very good. You buy a copy of Dreamweaver CXS. And not to take much of our time, this is the interface. When you launch the interface, your interface may be different from what you are seeing on the screen here, because this type of interface that you are seeing here is what we call the application developer plus. Dreamweaver have actually helped you set up different kind of interface to suit the kind of application you want to develop or the kind of person you are. In web development there are different kind of people that work with website development. We have the coder, people that they write code purely, and we have the people that design the user interface. So you get the people that majorly what they do is user interface design, like their specialty. So if you can check at the side of this place, you see the interface I'm at, application developer plus, that is using it to develop an application. So the first one here is application developer. You can see that the interface changed to suit what the person need, and you can see application developer plus the way it was being arranged. That means you are developing application, they want you to have access to your database, binding and some other files easily. So we're still going to discuss that more. So just like every other application, we have the file here. I'm on Windows, so it's like this. We have the file where you can create your new file, every other stuff like that. We have the edit, can edit. We have the view, we can set your screen settings and all those stuff, the way you view your Dreamweaver with the window size and everything. And you have the inserts, where you insert different objects into your document. You're going to be explaining all this one after the other. We have the modify, you can do a lot of modification to your development. We're going to be discussing a lot of. We have formats, where you can format and your style and every other thing. You can get your list, order list and other list. So some of the things you are going to be doing with code, Dreamweaver will help you to them achieve them in a very easy and interesting way. You have the commands and we have the site. This way you can manage your site. You are building with Dreamweaver. We have the windows, where you can bring up different other things that are not showing up here. You can bring them up in this place, like the files is here, you can see it. And we have the help, where you can seek for help on Adobe website on how to use the software properly. So that is Dreamweaver for you. Let's just jump in and see some things you can do. Like when you are trying to create a new document, if you are creating a new document in Dreamweaver, you can see here HTML, Code Fusion, PHP, CSS, and you can click for more here to create a new document. And if you can't go from that place, you can actually go from here, file, new document, as you can see. So it's the same thing. Or you go from here under the create new, you just go more to bring it out for you. Yeah, in creating your document, there are different type of documents you can create with Dreamweaver, depending on the scope of the website you are developing and the server you want your website to run on. So we are going to explain that to us before you choosing the right code for your website, choosing the server, a lot of things. What do you want your website to handle, the target audience and different things like that. There are things that we determine the kind of host and the kind of language you are going to use to write your website, depending on the functionality of your website, the target audience and the country where the server will be served and things like that. So you have to put it into consideration. Like in Nigeria here, you see most websites from Nigeria are actually on ASP.NET. that we are adopting PHP very well now, because of the open source community is growing wide, and that is what I also evangelize. I evangelize open source technology a lot. It's very interesting. The guys are doing a lot of work for us there, and if we can tap into that technology, we can actually go far in the less time. So this HTML, you can create a blank page. See, HTML page, and sorry, I'm not meant to do that. Sorry, I'm still explaining. Let's go back to file new. So you can create it, this an HTML template. You can see different templates here that you can create with this. The page have been sorry, I meant my mouse is just double clicking when I press once. And a lot of stuff you can create. If you have the HTML, different templates you can use here to create your HTML page. If you have idea of CSS and then page layout, you understand what all these are. These are different layouts based on CSS. Thank God for the advent of an HTML5. You can see HTML5 also we have a template for it. For if you want to code your code in HTML5, and with the corresponding CSS for you to start up from. So we have for that we have the XLLT. We are coding XML. We have action script. We have CSS. You can create your new CSS. You can create your JavaScript. You can create your XML file here. You can see how it works. This is a new XML document. You can create it. When you are creating a new CSS, you see that it has creating the heading for you. You see that you can that okay, this is a XML document. So when you create a CSS document, go to CSS and say create. You can see it has put it there for you. This is a CSS document. So that is one thing that is interesting about and JavaScript. If you create a JavaScript, just double click, you can see it. You can see this is a JavaScript document. And if you create a new again XML document, we have created that ASP and JavaScript document. You can see this is a language JavaScript code page. So this is a, you can see how it works. And another thing that we explained is every other thing, ASP.NET, ASP.NET VB, Code Fusion, JSP, that's for Java, for people that code Java web pages. ASP is for people that code a website in ASP.NET VB and C#. You see that Dreamweaver is a very powerful application that helps you to develop all this application easily in one interface. So when you have the Dreamweaver IDE, that is a integrated development environment, that is IDE, you can create a lot of application in one environment. See PHP here, click on PHP document and it open up for you. You can start coding your PHP. So when you create the new document, this is how it is. You can see for HTML, you can see for this an HTML with a layout that we created. So this will make your work more easier. You can just jump start your design from here and start building on top of it. So Dreamweaver have helped you to create the layout there, and you can see how they work. And the third one, this one is for XML, this one is for CSS document, this one is a jQuery document. You see, and this one is JavaScript and VB JavaScript document, and this is a PHP document that you can continue. See, it's very interesting. Another thing I would like to explain in Dreamweaver is this: when you design your Dreamweaver application, you can see here we have the code, where you can have access to only the code. We have the split, where you have access to both the code and the design. So as you are coding here, you'll be seeing the results exactly here. So you can, and we have the design only. Design type will just show you just the design, and you can be designing, drag and drop your element there, and you see what you are doing. That's what we call what you do is what you get. What you see is what you get. That is WYS. What you see is what you get. So what you put on the page is exactly what the page will look like. So those are the thing you see there. And about the interface I was explaining before, you can see it more clearly now. You can see classic. Go to classic, is loading. You can see classic is just like the whole Dreamweaver that we used to use then. So if you have used before Adobe take over Macromedia Dreamweaver, you can see that this is how the Dreamweaver Macromedia Dreamweaver lay out their page then. So you can see how it works. So if you are used to that kind of environment, you can choose classic. And another one we have is a coder. Coder basically for people that code alone. So you code your page, don't want to see the then just deal with code. So I have a lot of guys that do that. I don't do that anyway. I work both in code and development and design view. So if you like this, you can go for it. We have the Coder Plus. So you have the Coder Plus. The Coder Plus is here. You can code at the same time have access to some CSS rule that you can use and set here. And another thing we have the designer. This is for basically designer people that what you do basically is to design. So you can go for this interface. We have designer compact. You can see designer compact give you more options here, and some other thing you can have access to. And we have dual screen. You can see this dual screen. So as you work here and you want, maybe this one is good for your website management when you are uploading your website to the internet and you want to be seeing what you are doing at the same time. You can see that. So this dual screen, and you can see that here, and you can just go ahead and check different other things here. This is your project and this is your server. So when you are putting your website onto the server, you can see your remote server clearly from this place. So that is a, and you can see one thing, you can dock them. You can see code inspector, you write your code. And another thing is that maybe you have double monitor, so you can send this to a particular monitor and you can be able to do so many things at the same time. So another thing is we have the fluid layout. You see the fluid layout is here, so you can choose any of these layouts here. You can work with them in Dreamweaver. You can dock all these things. You can see dock them. You can work with what you want to see easily, and any element that is not shown, maybe CSS, like this asset, now you can bring it out. You can see that is using your window, bring out the like extension, the, let's say, component now. So okay, you can see your components, you can bring them out. So we have, you see that this interface has been scattered now, this fluid interface. So what you can do is just go to reset fluid layout. You see it will reset it for you automatically. So Dreamweaver is very interesting. Play around with the interface, try some things. Now Neil's tutorial, we're going to go deep into it and see what you can do with Dreamweaver. Thank you for watching. Drop a comment. I'm Prince Ayodeji. Bye bye.